What's up, guys and girls? My name's Nick, and welcome to yet another Week 7 match for the Critical Continental Cup. This time, we're seeing the match between the Bridgend Barraskewdas and the Nashua Nidokings. The Nidokings, in particular, this is a really important week for them. They absolutely have to get a win. It is now or never, because I think they've so far only had one win in the entire season. They just haven't had a good run, and sometimes that happens. If they win here, there's a chance of them making it into the playoffs. Small, but it's still there. The Barraskewdas, on the other hand, I think they're definitely qualified, but they're just looking for maybe another win to which could put them up to be able to get a bye, because weirdly they have an extra match that needs to be played because of one that got postponed. Don't worry about that. Um, but it's going to be an interesting match. Both teams are really good. They've got strong Pokemon. I think the Nidokings have got that really niche team where you're looking at like Stack Attacker and the Chansey Shuckle combo. So it's one of those things that I think people. It looks dangerous on the surface, but then once you start prepping for it, it's something that people have been able to counter, and this is where they've been having trouble. Once someone's got the answer, there's not a lot of leeway to be able to do something else with this team. The Barraskewdas, on the other hand, absolutely just bangers all the way down the list. You got Jirachi, Garchomp, Talonflame. Honestly, that alone is enough. But you keep going down. You got Hitmontop, you got Obstagoon. Tangela has proved one of his best Pokemon. So honestly, it's going to be a difficult match for the Nidokings, but Scott, the coach, is definitely somebody that can pull it off. So let's see how these two get on. Okay, then. Right, here we go. So we can see Scott is bringing the Morgrim, the Alakazam, Indeedee, Stack Attacker, Cloyster, and Scraggy. Phenix, on the other hand, with the Obstagoon, Scissor, Garchomp, Jirachi, Tangler, and Meowstic. Probably Phoenix's strongest team there, realistically speaking. Uh, love everything, but no major surprises. Scott, pretty much everything you'd expect to see. The Scraggy is always an interesting bring, and so I like to see that. Interesting with the Focus Sash rather than the Eviolite, because Scraggy can actually make good use of the Eviolite. Cloyster, you can see it there holding the White Herb, so maybe going for some Shell Smash tactics. Nothing else of any too out of the box. You can see like the Light Clay on the Morgrim, so I presume we're looking at some Prankster, Reflect, and Light Screens. Um, so what is Phoenix going to be leading with? That is the question here. Going with the Tangler and the Scissor. All right. Uh, Going up against the Morgrim and the Indeedee. I like this lead from Phoenix. I don't think he's in too much trouble. However, knowing that Indeedee can run Mystical Fire, that is something that I'd immediately be scared of with the Scissor. Scissor is a great Pokemon, but the 4 times weakness to fire is something you've got to watch out for. Yeah, we can see there on the Morgrim, it is running both of the screens. Taunt as well. So maybe going for that as a possible counter to the Rage Powder, because there we see it. Phoenix going straight in for it. Fleck goes up, so we're going to have to see what's happening from that Scissor. Oh, Mystical Fire going first. I forget sometimes how slow Scissor is. But that Tangler is obviously holding the Eviolite. It's so bulky. Really is. Bug Bites. Doing a lot of damage. Not quite a KO though. Indeedee female, the much tankier one, can take a good hit or two. Obviously, Scissor is very often going for the priority moves, but with that Psychic Terrain, it's just nerfed. You can't use it. It's out of the question. Here's the Cloyster. So, what are we going to see here? Because I think Scissor's got a fairly good matchup. So there's the light screen, so all the defense is set up. And to be fair, I think that Reflect from the first turn probably did something to keep that Indeedee alive. Going for a Bug Bite again, no surprise there, it was expecting to go into the Indeedee. And Dazzling Gleam, this won't do a huge amount. I mean, a little bit to the Tangler, but here's the real damage output. Yeah, the skill link on Cloyster is just mean. It turns these 2 to 5 hit moves into just absolute powerhouse attacks. So Brick Break coming out and smashing through those screens, and some big damage on the Cloyster. Cloyster thankfully having naturally high defenses. And here we can see the Obstagoon. Not exactly what you want versus the Dazzling Gleam, but it's just a question of how much he has EV'd into that Dazzling Gleam as an option. You tend to go more bulky with these weaker Pokemon, but yeah, he's not running the EV Light, so maybe not. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Oh, it's a crit. Okay, that makes more sense. Brick Break, not doing, yeah, good damage there. Another one. Basically, both of these Pokemon now within one-shot range of that Scissor, and Scott needs to be worried about that because neither of these Pokemon has a good way of dealing with it. We see the burn there on the Obstagoon, so can only presume we're going for the Guts option here. Just a question of how much damage that's going to be able to put out when push comes to shove. And yeah, both of those, the attacks going into the Obstruct, not doing a lot. Down goes the Morgrim. That burn, if anything, is going to put it within range of almost anything at this point. Going to see the Indeedee come back out. Now is the time that Scott's going to be going for that Mystical Fire, resetting the Psychic Surge, but if it can get the Mystical Fire onto the Scissor, then it can maybe finally be taken down. The Obstagoon's kind of within range at this point. So it's not looking too bad for him. But the knockoff comes out. That'll just end that Indeedee. Yeah, especially with the Guts. It doesn't need the Guts boost, but for good measure. Icicle Spear, this will be the end of the Obstagoon, though, on the flip side. So both coaches going down to their last 2 Pokemon. Although the Brick Break's still to come out, which means that Scott's going to be going down to his last one. Can't be happy to be seeing that. Alakazam is a great Pokemon, but at the same time, this Scissor has just been untouchable. It does have Bug Bite, so we know it's got a move that is special effective and stab. And it's going up against a Jirachi. Ooh, that can't feel good if you're Scott, because what realistically are you going to have to be able to deal with that? It does have Shadow Ball, so it's an option. But Expanding Force, not exactly doing a lot. I think he knows the writing's on the wall. He's got to go for it and just hope he can get a KO because he's not going to see another turn. Doesn't kill either one of them. Flash Cannon comes out. Not a kill, but Bug Bite will definitely pick it up here. Yeah. And so we see Scott goes down in the game 1. Lovely 2-0 win for Phenix there. Very well played from him. Scott needs to maybe adjust for game 2. But overall, it was still a well-played game. The question is, what do you do if you are Scott? It was just a couple of unfortunate turns. Things didn't quite go in your favor. No misplays, really, I would say, from either side, though. And the fact is that I think Phenix just had the edge on which Pokemon were being brought. So I suppose you just need to switch up the options you're bringing. Maybe get that Stack Attacker in there, even though you don't love it versus, say, the Scissor. It's if it's got to be brought, it's got to be brought. So no switches from either side. Going for the Scraggy in the beginning with the Indeedee. Still the Alakazam in the back. and still going for the Cloister. Okay, so just switching the Morgrim to the Scraggy there for Scott. Don't hate it. The Morgrim wasn't being able to do too much, and that Brick Break just destroys the screens anyway. So Morgrim just isn't doing what you want it to, unfortunately. Especially, obviously, that light screen. That's what he's going. That's what he's got it there for, to try and keep his Pokemon alive. But I just don't think it's going to do the job. So we're just going to have to wonder, how much is this Scraggy going to be able to do? Maybe the Intimidate drop might actually be a good option here, because there was a lot of physical pressure, particularly from that Scissor and Obstagoon. So we'll have to see. Phenix is going to be going for the same leads, and why not? It worked the first time. So will this Intimidate drop, I presume it's going to be Intimidate anyway, be enough to nerf this Scissor a little bit? Have to sit through the Psychic Terrain, special defense, so no Intimidate. I honestly can't remember what else Scraggy has. It's not something I'd ever really think about. Doesn't matter. The main thing is not happening. Going for a Dragon Dance, that is a ballsy move. The question is, will it pay off? Calm Mind as well. So both of Scott's Pokemon are now set up. Obviously, completely ignoring that Rage Powder. Going to get the Brick Break, though. And that's down to the Sash. The problem is, you know, anything which is... He's going to have one move from this Scraggy. It's going to be a probably good move after we've seen the Dragon Dance. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. So looking for... What's he going for? The high jump kick? I think, yeah, you have to put it all on the line. Try and take down that Scissor. And the Baton Pass from the Calm Mind. Okay, that's interesting. But Rage Powder means that high jump kick isn't going to be going into the Pokemon you want it to. It's reasonable damage, but still, after a Dragon Dance, you'd like to see more. Tangler Eviolite is just so bulky. Yorigella coming out, the Alakazam, with the Calm Mind already on it, this thing is going to be scary. No joke. Oh, but the Bug Bite into the Indeedee slots. That is not what you want to see. Oh, that's rough. That's really, really rough. The Calm Mind setup is gone now. And, you know, your Alakazam, that's your ace in the hole, right? I presume Scott was planning for the super quick expanding force, maybe just one mowing down Pokemon from Phenix's side, but no longer an option. Got to start looking for other routes, maybe that Mystical Fire, because it does still do a lot to the Scissor if he can hit it, but the Tangler is just making life so difficult. So we're going to see the Obstagoon come back out. This is obviously very scary for the Indeedee. Follow me. Going for another Dragon Dance. Okay, this is... The problem is, you've got the high jump kick. Now, if you use it versus the Obstagoon, especially after 2 Dragon Dances, you're almost certainly going to take it down. But the fact that it has Obstruct is just so worrying. How do you... I mean, I suppose you have to do it, right? And that's what Scott's going for here. He's having to put the gamble on the line. He's going for Follow Me, sure. But if we see an Obstruct, then this high jump kick is just going to kill him. Rage Powder, so doesn't even matter. How much will this do now? A lot, but still not enough for a KO. And Knockoff, yeah, absolutely. Guts boosted. That indeed he didn't stand any chance. Even without any item. Stab, super effective, Guts boost, no question. Going to see the Cloister coming out here, which okay, great against the Tangler, but I think the Obstagoon is going to make short work of it. I mean, there's still the Scraggy sat there as a threat, but all Tangler has to do is click Rage Powder, and it's completely nerfed with the Dragon Dance boosts already off. It's the fastest thing on the field, so you're never going to get to go into Tangler first with the Cloister or anything like that. Finally taken down, so that's no longer a problem for next turn. Going for Moxie, this is bold. I could not remember what it ran other than Intimidate. We see now, but Phenix not giving Scott a chance to work with it whatsoever. Gets a Shell Smash off. So you can see that Scott's been going for a lot of setup in these games. The Dragon Dance, the Calm Minds with the Baton Pass, now the Shell Smash as well. White Herb, so it's not in too bad a spot. The question is, can this Shell Smash really be enough to pick up, like, what will it need to be? I think 3 KOs at this point. It's a very tall order. Oh, and when one of those is a Jirachi, I mean, come on. At this point, Phenix is almost not playing fair. So going for the Icicle Spear. Obviously, Skill Link means this is almost certainly going to be a KO. I know that was a crit, but I don't even think it needed to be. Oh, maybe it did. Maybe the crit did matter. But we see the Obstagoon go down. But then, oh, a Thunderbolt off the Jirachi. And no more Cloister. Doesn't even matter. So picking up a final kill there in the last round. But Phenix absolutely taking this one home. Playing really, really well. He absolutely proved why he deserved to be in the playoffs. He's done fantastically. You can see here the final results. This does mean that the Nidokings are now out. They cannot make playoffs. Phenix solidified himself there in the middle of the table. Yeah, definitely a really good match. It's just unfortunate that Scott with the Nidokings just wasn't able to build up any real steam, wasn't able to get going, even with all those setup moves. I think if just one had been able to land and stick and allow your Pokemon to do what it wants to do for just a little bit, it would have been okay. But that Tangler with the Rage Powder, it really just made short work of it. And the unfortunate timing on the switch into the Alakazam and the Scissor just picking up the KO there. Yeah, really, really upsetting from Scott's point of view. But congratulations to Phenix. He absolutely smashed it. I believe this is one of the last matches for the league play before we move into playoffs. It may even be the last one. I've lost track at this point. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And join us again as we go into the final stages of this tournament. Playoffs coming up. You do not want to miss them because trust me, every match is going to be a banger. You all take care now. Bye.